Hello art journalists, this is Natalie from NK Design. I had finished this large Dylusions art journal March this year, but I never got around to decorating the cover. I never felt like it, until today. As you can see, I have gessoed the page. I want to create lots of texture on the cover, but don't want to make it too thick. So I've scrunched up some white tissue paper and adhering it with Liquitex matte medium. And I want lots of crinkles. When I was birthday gift shopping for my husband with my kids, I found these amazing serviettes and I simply had to buy them. What you need to do to adhere them or to use them for decoupage, you have to separate the layers. You only need the very top layer with the print. It can be a little bit fiddly at sometimes, but it will work out. I roughly tore out the flowers and now adhere them with matte medium. And yes, oops, I was not careful enough, so I had to remove that one and replace it with a new one. And because you never can have enough, I'm adding this gorgeous tissue paper by Tim Holtz. Now, I don't want the lines of the adhered tissue papers to be too stark, so I am outlining them with gesso and then decide, I want to blend them in even a little bit more, so I'm adding gesso all over them. And I want to add even more texture, so I'm using Art Basics Heavy Gesso in White by Cinnabar and the Petals stencil by the Crafters Workshop, which is TCW442, and use a tool to scrape the heavy gesso through the stencil. Oh, and by the way, everything I do to the front side of the cover, I also do to the back, but I don't want to show it because it's a repetition and it's the same. And I'm scraping off any gesso of the spine because I want to write on there later. After everything is thoroughly dried front and back, I'm adding color. I have decided to play around with Dylusions and Rowney acrylic artist inks. I drip a little bit of the ink onto the cover, then spray with water and let it flow. And when it's too much, I simply dab it off with a paper kitchen towel. I love these colors, this bright green, the beautiful turquoise, a little bit of blue, and I will also be adding a little bit of white just to tone it down in some areas. With a baby wipe, I remove a little bit of the ink off the petals so that the white of the petals shines through, but I don't remove all of the paint on the petals. With a grey lead pencil I sketched the word create, and then with a Posca marker in black I traced the lines. To tie in the black of the word with the background, I use some black India ink and a brush to create splatters on the background. I want to color in the elastic, and I do that with the help of tumble dye spray ink and an old stiff brush. I put an old piece of baking paper underneath so that I don't mess up the cover, spray a little bit of the ink on a color palette, and then dip in my brush and yeah, just get coloring. With a grey lead pencil I have added the title to the spine of the journal and use my Copic marker to trace the lines and also embellish some of the letters a little further. And here it is, the final result of my art journal cover. If you have enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. I'll see you next time. Until then, happy arting!